Well, from honoring agriculture's best, we move now to take a look to the industry's future. Earlier, I sat down with Mike Spradling, the new president of Oklahoma's Farm Bureau. So, Mike, how quickly is agriculture changing here in our state?
Well, farming in our state's changing as fast as other industries are as well. We certainly have a tremendous amount of technology now that allows us to do a lot of different things that we couldn't do in the past. But we have farmers and ranchers on their own place selling their commodities all over the world. Internet's done a tremendous amount for agriculture as it has for other industries.
Yeah, and technology has allowed fewer people to do more, which has changed the makeup of some of our rural communities, though.
Well, it certainly has. It certainly has. And that's the thing, certainly with the technology, I think we have the capability of doing about providing food for not only as we have in the past for this country, but around the world. The thing certainly, though, that concerns me is that the technology's here, but the legislation, regulation is one of the things that we're going to have to deal with as agriculture here, not only in the state of Oklahoma, but in the United States as a whole.
Sure, and speaking of legislation, let's talk a little bit about the Farm Bill. And if someone's not directly related in agriculture, they may not know what's going on, but it's the one big bill that really guides agriculture for the next several years, and they're in the process of trying to get one figured out.
Well, we are, and certainly, as you mentioned, a lot of people don't realize what all is entailed in the Farm Bill. Farm Bill actually has 10 titles, in which the commodity part is certainly number one to the growers in this country, as well as conservation. But there's a nutrition title in there as well, and 70% of the budget, at least 70%, a lot of people don't realize there's where the funds go out of the entire Farm Bill budget. 70% of that goes into the nutrition, which takes care of the school lunch programs, the commodities, and food stamp programs.
Let me ask you one final question. If you could write the headline for what people that maybe don't live on a farm know about agriculture, what is it? What do they need to know about Oklahoma agriculture?
Well, certainly Oklahoma agriculture, we're a beef industry, we're a wheat industry. We have a lot of other special commodities in the state that we're very diversified. But it's very important to realize that when people think of the Farm Bill and they talk about the subsidies and everything, they look at it and think, well, you know, those farmers are being subsidized. But you don't have to travel, which you've traveled all around the world. You don't have to get very far out of the state of Oklahoma or across our borders to realize the true people that's really being subsidized is probably the consumers of this country, because what we do, what the farm program does provide, is a safety net to be sure that we have farmers and ranchers that continue to produce a very safe food product in the quantities that we can continually have a good price on our food. But again, that's a very important thing that most people don't realize. The consumer is getting subsidized probably just as much, maybe even more, or they should be considered as being subsidized, as the farmer themselves.
Well, Mike, we certainly appreciate you being here. Mike Spradling, the president of Oklahoma Farm Bureau.